Was reading Radical Acts of Embodiment from Katona Yoga. And she asks this wonderful question of what are we doing when we're doing yoga? For me, a yoga practice is technical, durational, and alchemical. The myriad experiences and distractions of daily life can leave me feeling scattered and disorganized. I turn toward structural habits to protect and to potentiate myself. One's body is not a project or a problem. It's the place each of us is always and already living from. Embodied practice can turn us towards that reality and away from tendencies to dissociate ourselves. To live in each of our changing, growing, yearning, dying, aging bodies is to be in touch with what is profoundly human. Practice is not to degrade oneself or aggrandize oneself, but to find the complexity of life as it is on a human scale. And it can be heady that it's technical, durational, and alchemical, and yet there are details in what we are doing. We do it over a period of time, and it affects our chemistry, and it shifts us from this sort of dull, heavy, inert being into something that can experience its own light. That's alchemical to me. And someone, Mary Kate, had written in a question for me about the sequence. And just think that this place in who we are, this place of speech and this place of truth, needs cleaning the way that we wash our hands. Because this space of speech is most often speaking internally. And when it has collapsed and fallen in, over time, the rest of our physical structure is following that path. And so what we're doing in this sequence, the breathing in through the left and out through both, is establishing us in something steady, a quality of listening, so that we're not just talking, but we're listening, and we're noticing that we're okay. And then when you lie down and you begin to prop your elbows and you're opening through the chest and you're spreading through the upper back, so that when you sit up tall, there's a change. And as you turn here, we're rinsing that space very deliberately without throwing ourselves from side to side, but with precision, making a technicality so that we can have that alchemical response, so that we can charge and clarify the space. So this is the front of the throat, interlace the hands, this is the back of the throat, and when we finish, we just stabilize that state of mind. And so it's very simple, it's very direct, it's very practical. But if we've been sitting here, we need to be brought upright. We need to activate this space, both front and back, and then reside in it. And that's all we're doing with this sequence, so that the words from here, my words to myself, can be words of encouragement, can be words of clarity, and just words of honest perception without drama or despair or even aggrandizement. That's really the work that we're doing. So it is technical, and it is durational, and it is alchemical. You are all of these things as you practice. May it be clear, Vishuddha, very purified. Palms together, sitting tall. Already opening the space of the words we will say to ourselves and say aloud. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. asana, not the strength building of the arms and the hands, but the one of moving through and especially opening the front body, hands and knees. Very, very steady, very thorough, very simple. So hands and knees. Cat cow, round your back, tuck your chin. We just get it started here. Moving at the hips and letting the movement of your hips create movement through your spine, the top of your head. Moving the breath through your body. Let there be even weight, the base of your thumb, the base of your first finger, and the base of your pinky finger. Good. And pause there for a moment and shift back so that you can interlace your fingers right up to the webbing and put the palms down. Spread your thumbs as much as you can. And then with the hands right under the shoulders, again, cat cow. And again, even weight between the base of the thumb, the base of the first finger, the base of the pinkies. Go forward. And then can you let the movement through the spine get a little more juicy? Open and close, rolling in and out of the spine. 5, 4, 3, good. 2, good. 1. And then release your hands and press back to dog. Walking your dog. One knee bends. Press out through the arms. Out through the arms. The ears between the upper arms, the base of the thumb, the base of the first finger, the base of the pinky. And then knees bent, and you'll press up into a high plank, and you'll bend your knees in your dog. And you'll press into plank, and you'll bend your knees in your dog. Inhale forward, and exhale back. 5, 4. If you need to, put your knees down and move forward and back from your knees on the floor. 1 more. And step your right foot forward. Put your left knee down to the floor. Take your left hand onto a block. And from that block, a circle. Rolling through the chest, hips forward and back. And the right hand to stay, and let your hips move just 2 more times. Settling and sinking. The hips come forward, the heart comes forward, the right hand high. Imagine your hands drawn apart. And then the right hand dropping back, the palm wide open, the collarbones broad up under the jaw. And then set it down to change, down dog. Right hand, right hip, right heel, that line so long. And the left foot steps up, the right knee down. And the block beneath your right hand. And circling. The left hand will stay forward, but the hips will continue a little forward and a little back. And as your hips come forward, your left hand over the right, draw your hands apart. Lengthen under the jaw, lengthen across the chest. And then the left hand back and back, the left palm spinning open to the ceiling. And setting down. Step back, down dog. Good. Right foot steps up. Left knee comes down, a block beneath your left hand. And the right hand coming up again. Reaching back, you can work right there. Perfect. Broaden the chest or bend your back knee. And just find what works without struggle, without fighting yourself. Broaden across the collarbones, lengthen the front of the neck up under the root of your tongue. And then let go. And down dog. Right hand, right hip, right heel. And the left foot stepping up, the right knee comes down, the block under your right hand, and the left hand high. So the left palm can face forward. Perfect. Or the left hand can reach back, palm open. Perfect. Or the left hand holds the right foot. Perfect. And then we're just pausing open without fighting and inviting a new circulation. Inviting the wise movement within us to explore this. And then letting go. Downward facing dog. Left hand down and away, left hip high and left heel reaching. Walk your feet to your hands. Bring your hands to your hips and unfold. Interlace your fingers overhead. Turn your palms to the ceiling and make a circle. That you could rise up and out of the pelvis, through the back, through the ribs. Reverse your circle. Palms sliding along the ceiling, feeling into the sides of your ribs. My left side is always more closed than my right, and then upright, straight into the center, pinkies back, ribs back, chin in. And you'll put a little bounce in your knees, a little wag of the tail to help loosen the whole lining of your abdomen up and into the palms. And release your hands, bend your knees, and fold. Left foot steps back, left knee down to the blanket, and two hands will come up high. Take your time, set yourself up, find your way in. And then fold. Down dog, step back. High plank, look forward. Broaden the chest. Down dog, pull back, knees bent. Left foot up, right knee down. And hands up, take your time. And then folding. Stepping up, folding in, to unfold. Look up, palms together. Knees soft and dive back down. Right foot will step back and right knee will come down and rise. So you're even front and back. And fold. Take your time. Down dog. Make it right for you. Slide to plank. And down dog. And the right foot will step up. And the left knee will come down. And you rise. Fold. And stepping up. And unfold. Hands up high, look up. Palms together, thumbs to the heart. Hands up, look up. And fold. Lift halfway. And the left foot steps back and the left knee comes down. And up. And you fold. Down dog. Left foot steps up, right knee down. And rise. Folding to your dog, stepping back. Good. And you'll put both knees to the floor, hands on your hips. And with your hands at your hips, take your right hand and just reach over to the left. And your left hand reach over to the right. Starting to find the outside edges of your shoulder, outside edges of your hips, moving from your navel. So this is option 1. Hips come a little forward, gaze lifts. This is option 2. Hands staying at the hips, or a hand to the heel. And then left hand, left heel. Starting to feel the front of the hips across the chest, across the collarbones. We're going 4. And 3. And 2. Good. And then find your dog and notice the difference. The space across your chest. A little bend in the knees so that the feet are buoyant and bouncy, the arms reaching into the floor. And feel the space across your chest. Step your right foot up and bring your left knee down. And place your blocks, both blocks, up at the front. So my right foot steps up, my left knee is on the floor. And my blocks are on their edge, so I have some height. Perfect. And as you shift your weight back, take your blocks with you as needed, okay? So that I'm getting into a runner's stretch. And if there's space, you're folding down. And then you're bending your front knee, and you're letting your knee come through. And you're opening the left side hip and broadening the chest. So we'll do 2 more just like that. Hip shift back. Move your blocks as you need to. Fold your body in, open the hamstring. And then draw yourself a little further forward. Good. And then 1 more time, shift your weight back. Fold down. Stay 3. Drawing your toes back, stay 2. Good. And bend the front knee. Keep your right hand and turn the block there on its tail. And the left hand can come up, right hand to right thigh. So that's option 1, or a block to the side. Press down into that block, take the left hand over, turn your chin from shoulder to shoulder. So that the left hip can start to open. Beauty. Reaching your left hand across, reaching your left hip forward. Use your right hand to support you with the block, and then let go. We'll step back down dog. And the left foot will step up and the right knee will come down so that you set yourself up whatever you need to. Blocks are on their edge. Right knee is supported. Hips can come back. Runner's stretch. So hips back, heel down, toes back. There's my exhale. Left knee bends, my heart comes through. The temptation is to round down. And then shifting back. And again. Just a little deeper through the pelvis. And then folding to stay. For 3. For 2. Bending your front knee. So stand the block on the left side on its tail. My left knee is bent, my left hand is down. And I can begin with my left hand on my left thigh and my right hand high and just reaching over to the left. Perfect. Or bending the knee, left hand to the block, block under the shoulder. Squaring my right hip forward, my right toes down. Moving through your right fingertips, turning your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Yes. Good. And then setting it all the way down so you can step back and find your dog. A wag of the tail. Good. We'll move this out of the way and come to belly down. Walk your thighs back. Press your palms flat down beside you. And lift your feet to open and to close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, exhale. As you exhale, bring your elbows and your shoulders back towards your spine. Little tuck of the chin, navel to spine. 3, 2, 1. Good. Float your feet. So as you've zipped up your legs, you've strengthened your body. Take your right fingertips to point back. Take your left fingertips to point back and float your feet. Now float your hands. Roll the thumbs away from the floor. 3. Into the fingers, into the toes. Shoulder blades into the body. Navel into the body. 2. Notice your feet start to drift, start to hug the heels towards each other. And then palms back down. Drop your feet. Rise into cobra. So we'll do 3 of those. Roll down, bend your knees. As you straighten your legs, lift your heart. 2. Broadening across the chest. Roll down through the belly, down into the feet, and then straighten your legs, rising up, chest broad. Walk onto your forearms. Widen your feet so they're the width of your mat, and shake out your tail to release your low back. And your hands walk to the right. Hands walk to the right. Now turn your chin as far as it will go and turn your shoulder towards your left, your right hip. And you're opening the left side of your spine as far as you can turn. Feel the left side of your spine, bow open. Keep your left hip heavy. Turning your chin, opening the left side of the neck. And then walk back through center. And your hands take a big step to the left. As far as they'll go, turn your chin to your left shoulder. And let your right hip be heavy. And curl yourself like you could put your nose on your right hip. And breathe into the right side lung. And then back into the center and press back to your dog and feel the sides of your good spine lengthened. Wag the tail. And as you bring yourself to a wide-legged seat, sit on the edge of your blanket so that your hips are elevated. You got a little bit of space. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees, and we're just going to move from side to side right before we sit. Up and out. So feel how bringing the elbow down is broadening the collarbones, reaching into the heels is lengthening into the legs. That you've made all this space through your body, the long, steady channels that carry your healing and your intelligence through your body. For 3. And 2. And you'll find the center and put your fingertips down and your heart high in little circles. And use those little circles through the pelvis, through the spine, through the belly, through the back, and reverse your direction so that we have this great, strong clarification from the seat to the crown. 3. 2. And sitting tall, hands on thighs. The myriad experiences and distractions of daily life can leave me feeling scattered and disorganized. When we move in a way that is simple and consistent, we reorganize our experience of ourselves. I am an organized being. I am an organism. Let your legs cross, let yourself sit up tall. Left hand, thumb, and first fingertips touch. Let the left hand rest on the left knee. Let the right hand, fingers together. Take the tip of your right thumb and close the right side. You'll breathe in through the left, and releasing your thumb, breathe out through both. And your breath is natural. You're using your thumb to direct it in the left side, in the Ida, activating the left side body, left side energy, our listening, our intuition. Remembering how wise we are. Out through both, in through left. Close your eyes, spine tall. As you breathe in through the left, imagine you're drawing energy up your spine and then out through both nostrils. Organizing your thoughts. Keep coming back to the order, up the spine, out through both. Last time. On the exhale, the right hand down. Making order, like sweeping our house or scrubbing the sink. Making order. Keep that with you. Child's pose, knees wide, forearms to the floor, palms together. Same inhale up the spine. And on the exhale, bring your attention into the spine. Inhaling from base, up through the spine, up through the ribs, up through the neck, into the midbrain, and then exhaling, a sensation of white light in the spine. Bringing order and light to your inner being. And bringing color, red at the base, orange low belly, navel is yellow, heart is green, throat is blue, forehead is indigo, crown is violet. Exhale to the spine. In and up, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, indigo, violet, white. And one more minute on your own, just like that. Rising up, legs crossed, heart high, arms wide. High seek. Thumbs turn back. Notice that axis now so clear. Bending your elbows, thumbs pointing back, turning your chin right. Hands going wide, inhaling, turning left. Open and close. The hint of a smile. The sensation of encouragement in all your thoughts and inner words. Hands up, 3 sips, go. Take a chin and hold the breath, lifting the pelvic floor, so pulsing the pelvic floor up towards the crown of your head. Energy rising up, up, up the spine, into the midbrain, coalescing. The chin up, the breath out, the hands down, and the body tall. Building your kneeling seat if it serves you, so shins down, a block between your heels as you choose, elbows bent. Your palms will start out in front of you. And as you roll the thumbs away from one another, rolling your hands open, feel that elbows wide and wrapping them in, as though your palms could go down, and then you're wrapping them in. And as you do, what's really happening is the shoulder blades are coming in. So this could be your work. Shoulder blades in will lift the back of the heart, or arms extend. Open your mouth. Find that whisper of ha. Close your mouth, out the nose. Chin points to the tips of your fingers, work there, or the edges of your hands touching. A little pressure at the base of the skull, a little pressure into the midbrain. Let it be more about your mind than about fighting your body or your breath. Eight, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Hands up. Inhale. Go. Tuck your chin. Cap that. Bring it right up into the midbrain. Pause, pause, pause. Lift the pelvic floor up through the body. And then elbows bent, hands down. That again and again we can fortify a clarity of thoughts, a strength of mind. I am not abandoned. I am not alone. I am held in all my efforts. And I release any words that would disagree with me. Interlace your hands behind your back, knuckles down, heart high. If you can't lift your hands away from your body, add a strap. Otherwise, if you're good here, open your mouth. We go. Close your mouth, out the nose, clarifying, clarifying. I am not separate, I am not lost, I am not broken. I am held in great grace. Steady on, 20 more. And releasing hands to thighs. Feeling up through the body. Space across the chest, the front of the throat, the back of the neck, into the mouth. May our words be full of light. Building your cross-legged seat. If you've had a tough go of it, a long week, try Shavasana just for the next 8 minutes. Big rest. Or if you have your oils, we'll prime our acupoints just for a moment before our meditation. And so this is presence from Monara. Getting some to your right middle finger. And then putting the fingers together. We'll just put one fingertip at the heart. Hold there for a beat. Overcoming any sense of miscommunication with ourselves. Overcoming any doubtful resolution that's taking root. That we would believe in our doubt more than we would believe in our light. Just allow the light to overwhelm your space. Let it go. So we start on the side of the wrist, right along the pinky edge, where the wrist crease and the top joint, that bone of the wrist where they meet, a little pressure there. Feeling it through the left arm, into the left side of the heart, into the left side of the chest. Changing sides, the right pinky down to the crease of the right wrist, holding there. Noticing a shift in the right side energy. I'm adding a second drop. Right. So I put that second drop, the middle and the thumb to touch, so that I can put my thumb between the two tendons, 2 fingers down from the crease of the wrist, can hold right there, and then right at the back of the hand, where the back of the hand meets the wrist, again there are 2 tendons, and so my finger on the back is a little higher than the thumb on the front. And the sensation is slightly deeper. Releasing miscommunication. Inviting an innate organization to my words. And in that organization, an innate support of my own experience. Change sides. Thumb between the tendons, below the crease of the wrist, and then right where the wrist meets the hand, the space there, holding. One more moment. and letting go. Good. And from this place, stabilize this place. Kurani Kriya. Establishing direct and practical contact with your intuition, with your innate knowing. Fingers together. You're going to fold the fourth and the pinky in and hold it with your thumb. First two fingers come together, pointing and then touching. Fingertips touch at the height of your throat. We'll inhale 3, we'll hold for 5, we're out for 10, and we'll maintain that pattern for 7 minutes. If at any time you can't maintain the posture, let it out, but keep the breath until you can come back in. Take your time, take care of yourself. We go in, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, pause, keep rising, and out. Navel to spine, body empty and quiet. And in, pause, out, in, pause, out, and continue. Having a lighter and lighter touch with the technique here. The breath is very light. We need less than we think. Becoming more receptive in our emptiness. around. And at your conclusion, the hands descend. And that it isn't about our experience in this moment. It's about establishing a chemistry of reception that can guide us through the rest of the day. So if seated feels receptive, stay here. If unfolding creates ease in your body and greater reception, unfold. But be still for 4 minutes and let this reception blossom. If you have time, stay longer. As you're ready, stretch out your hands overhead, interlacing your fingers, reaching out long. Walk your feet in and bring your palms lightly to ignite and clarify. Lift your feet, do the same. Our points of contact are clean again. And knees side to side, low back at ease. to roll into your simple seat, sweeping wide. This great vehicle, cleaned and clear, palms together, down the middle, inhaling up and open. And then the palms together and the thumbs to the forehead center, concluding with our own sound, long sat, short nam. I bow to my truth. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, I see myself. And Namaste, I see you. She finishes the abiding yoga metaphor of center and circumference, goes directly to this point. When I am organized in my center, in the center of my circumstance, my sphere of influence, when I am organized there, I can look both in and out. And when another is similarly centered, our interactions are neither invasive or evasive. When these two spheres interact, a third space is created, like a Venn diagram or a Vesica Pisces. This overlap between us is a fertile portal through which something new can be born, a project, a conversation, a relationship, or a person. Radical acts of embodiment through making the unconscious conscious are not decorative. This is how we affect change. I will be back on Thursday, and we will go on, clearing from the center to the circumference and back, so that our words truly express that sanctity of who we are. Sat Nam.